Hello, everyone. Today, we're going to talk about something invisible, yet more powerful than money, fame, or talent. Something we all have, but once it's gone, we can never get it back. Time. We've all said it. I'll do it later. I'll start tomorrow. I have plenty of time. But here's the truth. Every second you delay, your dreams grow quieter. Every later steals a little piece of your future. And one day, you might look around and wonder, why am I still here? Why haven't I moved forward? If that sounds familiar, then this story is for you. Not just a tale, but a mirror. A story that will show you what really happens when you keep pushing life to tomorrow. And just like before, as we listen, we'll learn powerful new English words and how to use them in real sentences. So keep your mind open, your heart ready, and stay with me till the end. Once upon a time, in a quiet coastal town surrounded by cliffs and crashing waves, there lived a boy named Leo. Leo wasn't lazy, he wasn't unkind. In fact, he had big dreams. He wanted to become a sailor, to explore distant islands, to map uncharted waters. He spent hours drawing maps in the sand, naming his future ship the Horizon, and imagining the stories he'd tell when he returned a hero. But there was one problem. Leo always said, "I'll start tomorrow." His father, a fisherman, would say, "Leo, the sea doesn't wait. The wind changes, the tides turn. If you're not ready, you'll miss your chance." But Leo would just smile and say, "Don't worry, I'll learn to sail next week. I'll fix the boat next month. There's still time." He spent his days watching others launch their boats, while he sat on the rocks scrolling through old seafaring books on his tablet, dreaming but never doing. His friends had already joined sailing schools. Some had even started small trading trips. But Leo, he was still waiting for the right moment. One summer, a great regatta, a race of sailboats, was announced. The prize, a brand new, fully equipped ship. The kind Leo had only seen in pictures. "This is my chance," he thought. "I'll win the race and begin my journey." He ran home excited and told his father. "That's wonderful," his father said, "but the race is in 3 weeks. You'll need to train every day. You'll need to repair your old boat, learn the currents, practice steering." Leo nodded. Yes, I'll start tomorrow." The next day it rained. "Can't sail in the rain," Leo said, and stayed inside. The day after, he met friends. "Just one afternoon won't hurt," he said, and played games on the beach. Then came a festival, then a headache, then "I'm just too tired." Weeks passed. The race day arrived. Leo woke up late. He rushed to the harbor, his heart pounding. But when he got there, the boats were already far out at sea, their sails bright against the morning sun. His boat, still broken, the sail torn, the rudder loose. He stood there, barefoot on the dock, watching the others grow smaller on the horizon. He had done nothing. And now the race, his dream, was already over. Tears filled his eyes, not because he lost, but because he never even started. That evening, heartbroken, Leo walked to the edge of the cliff. The sea was calm, the sky painted in orange and purple. An old lighthouse keeper sat nearby, polishing a brass compass. Without looking up, the old man said, "You missed the race, didn't you?" Leo nodded, too ashamed to speak. The man smiled gently. "I saw you these past weeks, always watching, never sailing." He held up the compass. "This doesn't tell time, but it reminds me of something important." "What's that?" Leo asked. "It shows the direction, but it can't move the ship for you. You can know exactly where to go, but if you never lift the anchor, You'll stay in the same place forever." Leo sat down. The old man continued, "Let me tell you a story. Long ago, there was a young artist named Nina. She lived in a city full of painters, musicians, and dreamers. Nina had talent. Her sketches could make people cry, but she never finished anything. She'd start a painting, then say, 'I'll add the colors tomorrow.' She'd write a poem, then think, 'I'll share it next week.' Years passed. Her room filled with half-finished art. And while others exhibited their work, won awards, and traveled the world, Nina stayed at home, saying, 'One day I'll be ready.' One winter, a famous art gallery announced a grand exhibition. Only 10 artists would be chosen. Nina was thrilled. 'This is it,' she said. 'My masterpiece will be seen by everyone.' She began a new painting, a sunrise over mountains full of light and hope. But again she delayed. 'I'll paint the sky tomorrow. I'll finish the details next week.' She waited for inspiration, for the perfect light, for the right mood. But inspiration doesn't wait for you. The deadline came. She hadn't finished. She arrived at the gallery with a half-painted canvas. The judges shook their heads. 'We can't accept unfinished work.' Nina went home in silence. That night, she burned all her unfinished art. Not out of anger, but out of clarity. She realized a dream not acted on is not a dream. It's a daydream. The next morning, she painted for 12 hours straight. She didn't wait. She didn't delay. And slowly, her art improved. She submitted her work. She got rejected again and again, but she kept going. Years later, people said, "Nina didn't become great because she was talented. She became great because she showed up, even when she didn't feel like it." The lighthouse keeper finished his story and looked at Leo. "You see, son, time doesn't care how talented you are. It doesn't care about your plans, your excuses, or your dreams. It moves forward, whether you do or not." Leo whispered, "I thought I had more time." And that, the old man said, is what time wants you to believe. That night, Leo couldn't sleep. He kept hearing the words, "You can know the direction, but if you don't move, you stay still." The next morning, before sunrise, Leo walked to his boat. He didn't say, "I'll fix it tomorrow." He picked up a hammer, he patched the sail, he tightened the ropes. He launched the boat alone, quietly, without fanfare. He didn't know how to sail perfectly. He fell into the water twice, but he kept trying. Day after day, he practiced. Not for a race, but for himself. And 1 year later, when the regatta returned, Leo didn't just join. He finished in 3rd place. Not first, but he was on the sea, where he always wanted to be. And this time, he didn't wait for the next race. He kept sailing. So here's the truth this story teaches us. Dreams don't care how big they are. They care how real your effort is. You don't need to be the fastest, the smartest, or the most talented. You just need to start. Not tomorrow, not when you're ready, but now. Because the person who wins in life isn't always the one with the most talent. It's the one who refuses to delay. The sea doesn't wait for the sailor. The clock doesn't pause for the dreamer. And life rewards those who move, not those who wait. So ask yourself today, are you watching the race from the shore? Or are you willing to get your hands dirty, fall, fail, and still keep going? Use your time like gold, because it's worth far more. Spend it with people you love. Invest it in skills that matter. And never ever let later steal your now. If you liked this story, give it a like. If it made you think, leave a comment. I start today. because sometimes one sentence is all it takes to change a life. I'll be back soon with another story that will inspire you and remind you of what truly matters. Until then, stay focused, stay kind, and above all, don't wait. Your time is now. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.